Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about surface roughness. So as we know that surface measurement plays a major role in an engineering application. So if we are holding this component, so that depends upon the surface finish. So the grip that depends upon the surface finish. So if this is having a smoothness, then we cannot hold the component. It might slip. So it depends upon the application. In some conditions we require roughness, in some conditions we require smoothness. So those all depends upon the application. So both roughness as well as smoothness, both are considerable, depends upon the applications. So today we are going to discuss about the roughness. So roughness, surface finish also called as surface texture. So surface finish can also be called as surface texture or surface topography. So these are the various surface textures of the components. So these are defined surface textures. So in some conditions, depends upon the working conditions. It means depends upon the manufacturing processes, those textures will be defined itself. So we are not going to define anything by means of its processes. Those lays, it means those surface texture is obtaining. We cannot avoid those processes. We cannot avoid those surface textures. So the thing what we can do is after that we can perform one more operation, that is either grinding or smoothing, some operations, so that we can get smooth surface. So these are the various predefined or various defined surface textures. So we require, depends upon the applications, for good aesthetics, it means for good looking or some extra gripping purpose or functional requirements, we are making the component, we are making the surface of the component like this. So it might be parallel, perpendicular or circular or some profiles. So for aesthetic looks, different profiles can be obtained. So this surface texture can also be called as surface finish or surface topography. Next, it is the nature of the surface as defined by the characteristics such as the lay, surface roughness and waviness. So whatever the component, if we observe, these all things will be obtained on the component. So if we microscopically observe the surface of the component, the surface will look like a waviness. So this waviness is called irregularities. So what are the surface, irrespective of the component, irrespective of the material, irrespective of the shape. So if we identify, if we focus the component in microscopic level, the surface texture or the surface profile will be like this. This profile is called irregularities. Next, surface is one of the important factors that control friction during sliding. So as we discussed that, so the irregularities only plays a major role in friction. So if the component is very smooth, then we cannot hold the component. So if the component, the surface of the component is irregular like this, then we can hold the component, that is due to the friction. Next, to improve look and feel of the product. So to improve look, that is aesthetic looks. So for giving good aesthetic look, we are creating a surface texture on the component. So if you observe some walls also recently for paintings, so different shapes are obtaining by means of paintings. Those are for aesthetic looks, that is good looking, to improve look and the feel of the component. So if the component is irregular and it is rough, we cannot hold the component with a good satisfaction. So for good feel, we need good surface texture. So and the feel of the product. Next, fit between mating parts. So here, if we are assembling two components, those two components are having too much of irregularities like this, then the two components will not assemble properly. There will be some gap between the component so that the desired fit cannot be achieved. For getting a desired fit between the mating parts, the surface finish plays an important role. Next, functioning of machine parts. So functioning of machine parts, the surface contact and lubrication, the load carrying capacity, the tool life, fatigue life, bearing corrosion, friction, wear quantities of any component of a machine have direct bearing with its surface texture. So these are parameters: the surface contact, the friction, the wear, and the different parameters, the load bearing capacity. So these all are depends upon the surface texture. So the cracks. So the crack on the component is initiated by means of this irregularities only. If those are having the straight lines, the surface is smooth, then the crack propagation or the initiation will be very less. If those are having sharp edges, it means the irregularities, the sharp edges, then the crack initiation will be high, so that it can damage very easily. So that the life of the component, it means the tool life is reducing. So for improving the tool life, we need a good surface finish. Similarly, the lubrication. So if it is having a smooth surface, the lubrication cannot retain. So consider two things. One is the straight and something is irregular profile. So if we apply a lubrication drop here, the drop will flow easily. Whereas in an irregular surface, it will retain for some time. So depends upon the application, we can choose a required lubrication system. So the lubrication of the component can also be depends upon the surface of the component. So if the component requires lubrication for a higher time, then if the component having this type of irregularities, then the lubrication can retain over a long period. So that if the lubrication is retaining, the friction can be reduced. So that heat dissipation can also be improved. Means heat generation can be reduced. So it depends upon the surface texture, various parameters are affecting. Next, it affects contribution of heat, it affects the conduction of heat, electrical current, cleanliness, reflectivity of the surface, addition of paints and coatings, So as we know that if the component is smooth, the paint cannot be retained for a long time. If it is irregular, then the paint or the coatings, the paints or coatings can retain for a long period. So it depends upon the irregularities. It means if it is having irregular surface, then the surface area will be increased so that the contact area is high, so that it can retain for a long time. So similarly, the reflectivity of the component. If the component is smooth, then the reflectivity will be high. If it is rough, then it will be dull surface. So depends upon the required finish, depends upon the reflectiveness. So whether it should be a reflective or it should be dull, we can produce any type of surface. Next, therefore, these effects made the control of surface texture very important. So due to having all these parameters, the surface texture, the controlling of surface texture is very important. Next, the root of any surface irregularity. The root of any surface irregularity acts as a sharp corner, and such components fails earlier. So as we discussed earlier, if the component is having irregular surface like this, then each root acts as a sharp edge. So it acts as a sharp edge so that the crack initiation will be high, so that the life of the component is reducing. Thus, in order to increase the life, so if it is having sharp edges, irregularities like this, the life is reducing. So now we want to increase. In order to increase the life of any part which is subjected to repeated reversals of stresses, the working and non-working surfaces must be given very good surface finish. So if we make the component, instead of these irregularities, if it is having less irregularities or straight line, then the life of the component is high. So theoretically we can produce this straight line component, but practically we cannot produce the irregularities like this. The surface profile, the profile of the surface cannot be like this. It's an only ideal condition. Next, good bearing properties in any part are obtained when the surface has large number of irregularities. So if it is having small but large number of irregularities, the surface finish of the component can be high. So for good bearing properties in any part are obtained when the surface has large number of irregularities. It means a large number of hills and valleys. So this is the example of that. Here the component is having large number of hills and valleys. The rate of wear is proportional to the surface area. Rate of wear is proportional to the surface area. If the surface area is high, then the wear rate will be high in contact and the load per unit area. Thus, it is seen that different requirements demand different types of surfaces. Different requirements demand different types of surfaces. So, depends upon the application. In some cases, we want irregularities. In some cases, we require smoothness. So, depends upon the application. It means depends upon the component where we are using. Those can be of anything. It means different requirements. Therefore, it became essential to measure the surface texture quantitatively and methods were diverged for this purpose. Next, the departure from a truly smooth surface may arise from a variety of causes and may be of several kinds. It might be of anything. The texture or roughness on surface is influenced by the machining process. So if we consider a lapping process, so small layers like this, the path will be obtained on the surface of the component. So if we are going for a turning operation, so on a bar, small lines can be seen on the surface of the component. Those are called surface irregularities or layers. So various types of textures can be seen depends upon the manufacturing process. So if it is a facing process, then a circularities can be seen on the surface of the component. If it is a turning process, vertical lines can be seen on the process. So if it is a lapping process, hand lapping process, irregular texture can be seen, can be observed. So depends upon the machining process, the surface texture can be of any form. Next, as we know that the material machined by chip removal process, that's a machining process, that is chip removal process cannot be finished perfectly due to some departures from the ideal conditions. So you already did experiments in MCMT, Metal Cutting and Machine Tools Laboratory. In that you turned a component. If you observe that small lines, vertical lines are appeared on the surface of the component. Those cannot be avoided due to its internal conditions. Next, the surface produced will have some irregularities. Those irregularities can be classified into four categories. That is, first order irregularities. This includes the irregularities arising out of inaccuracies in the machine tool. So inaccuracies. So if the components, if the tool, so in the sense if the components in the machine are not aligned properly, then this first order type of irregularities can be observed. So that includes lack of straightness of guideways. As you know that if we consider a lathe, so our tool post have to move on the guideways. So with respect to guideways, we are going to move our tool post. So if the guideways are not straight, it means if it is an irregular, it means inclined surface, or it is not mounted properly, then irregularities can be seen on the component. So next, due to deformation of work under the action of cutting forces. So as we know that if this is the component and we are applying cutting tool against the component, if the cutting forces are high, then some amount of surface texture cannot be obtained. That comes under first order irregularities. And due to weight of the metal itself, it means due to self-weight, the component can be deformed. If the component is deformed, the surface irregularities or the surface texture can be changed. Those also comes under this first order irregularities. Next, second order irregularity. Some irregularities are caused due to vibrations of any kind, such as starter marks are included in second order. So due to vibration, so if the machine elements are not mounted properly, or if it is creating vibration, then the cutting portion will not be straight. So it will not be like this. Due to vibration, the cutting will be like this. So this one is called irregularities, that is surface texture. So due to vibration in the machine tool, those irregularities can be observed. Those also comes under second order irregularities. The next one is third order irregularity. So even if the machine was perfectly and completely free of vibrations, so here the machine is mounted properly and it is free of vibration, then also some irregularities can be obtained. Some irregularities are caused by machining itself due to the characteristics of the process, such as feed marks of the cutting tools. So earlier we discussed that the feed marks can be seen on the surface of the component. So if it is a turning process, vertical lines can be seen. Those are called feed marks. So if it is a facing process, circular marks, it means circular feed marks can be obtained on the surface of the component. So it depends upon the process. Various feed marks can be observed on the surface of the component. Those marks, those feed marks comes under this third order irregularities. Next, fourth order irregularities. So these irregularities are arised due to the rupture of the chip with the component. So this includes the arising of from the rupture of the material during the separation of chip. So as you know that in any machining process, the material is removed in the form of chips. Now if we are machining and the chips are moving, it means the chips are separating from the main material. After that, due to the flow of chip against the component, then some amount of scratches or some amount of marks will be obtained on the surfaces. Those comes under this fourth order. So indirectly we can say that these are called scratches, that is obtained due to the chips itself during the machining process. Due to the flow of chips on the surface of the component, the rupture will take place. It means scratches will take place. Those scratches or those irregularities comes under this fourth order. So based upon these irregularities, those are classified into two types. The irregularities on the surface of the part produced can also be grouped into two categories, that is primary texture and secondary texture. First one, primary texture. The surface irregularities of small wavelength are called primary texture. Primary texture can also be called as surface roughness. So here if you observe that, so it is having a small wavy structure. So if it is having small length, then that comes under surface roughness. Surface roughness is also called as primary texture. So the surface irregularities of small wavelength are called primary texture or roughness. These are caused by direct action of the cutting elements on the material. It means due to cutting tool shape, tool feed rate, or by some other disturbances such as friction, wear, or corrosion. So these are the main factors for producing this primary texture, that is roughness. So next, this include irregularities of third and fourth order. So in the earlier cases, we discussed about four orders, that is first, second, third, and fourth order irregularities. So 3 and 4 order irregularities comes under this primary texture. So this primary texture can also be called as microgeometrical errors. So the surface here LR by HR, the ratio of LR by HR denotes the micro errors and it is less than 50. So from here to here, that is LR. From here to here, that is height of the component, that is HR. So this LR by HR, the ratio indicates the roughness. So if it is less than 50, then that is called roughness. If it is greater than 50, then that is called waviness. So if here the LVD ratio, that is LR by HR, the aspect ratio is less. It means if it is less than 50, then that comes under a roughness. Next, secondary texture. So secondary texture is also called as waviness. The surface irregularities of considerable wavelength of a periodic character are called secondary texture. So these are due to inaccuracy of the slides, means inaccuracy of the guideways, wear of guides. Next, misalignment of the centers, non-linear feed. Next, deformation of work under the action of cutting forces. Next, vibration. So these are the various reasons for obtaining waviness. So waviness is also called as secondary texture or waviness. So these are the various reasons for obtaining waviness. So these errors includes first and second order. This order includes first and second order and constitute the macro geometrical errors. So this is macro geometrical error, whereas roughness is micro, waviness is macro. It means the size of the irregularities is more in waviness, whereas it is small in roughness. The ratio of LW by HW, so length of the waviness by height of the waviness, denoting the macro error, and it is more than 50. So here we discussed that if the ratio is greater than 50, then that is called waviness. If it is less than 50, then that is called roughness. So these are the various primary textures and surface texture, that is roughness and waviness. So if the aspect ratio is less than 50, then that is called roughness. If it is greater than 50, then that is called waviness. So roughness and waviness, so those comes under, there are 4 types of irregularities, that is first order, second order, third order and fourth order. First order and second order irregularities comes under secondary texture, that is waviness, and third order and fourth order irregularities comes under primary texture, that is surface roughness. So those are the various roughness and waviness.